What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Trent the Truth Show. I'm your host, Trent the Truth. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're listening from, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to our podcast on YouTube and Spotify. It's the Trent the Truth Show. And while you're doing that, give us some love on social media. It's Trent the Truth on TikTok, Instagram, wherever you search. Real quick, today's episode is brought to you by A's Love Kitchen, formerly known as GGC Eatery. A's Love Kitchen. We've been serving up some of the best soul food you'll ever have, and it's backed by influencer Keith Lee. We feature steak, jerk chicken, lamb chops, fried chicken, catfish, beef short ribs, and plenty more meats. And then you can't forget about our flavorful sides like greens, string beans, sweet potatoes, corn, spaghetti, black-eyed peas, mashed potatoes, and more. We offer jalapeno cornbread, sweet potato cornbread, and make sure to get a cup of our freshly made signature juices. You cannot go wrong at A's Love Kitchen. We're open Thursday through Sunday, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Place an order online at alovekitchen.com or come visit us, 6823 Grand Avenue in Hammond, Indiana, 46324. A's Love Kitchen. We gonna knock it out the park. I've actually been a customer at that A's Love Kitchen, and they definitely stand by what they say. The food and the customer service is exceptional. Make sure you swing by there to check them out. A's Love Kitchen. And just like I always tell you guys, if you want to be a guest, if you want to sponsor an episode, if you got any questions, comments, or anything you want me to address, email me at trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. Again, that's trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. And if you're feeling good and you want to make a donation, our Cash App is available. Trent the Truth 88. Again, that's Trent the Truth 88. Make sure you put the $ in the front. And if you're watching out there in TV land, we got our Cash App QR code on the screen. Easy for you to pull your phone out and make a donation right from where you're sitting. Anything you decide you want to do with the Trent the Truth Show, we are always grateful, whether it's a donation, an email, a question, a comment, a suggestion, or even if you want to be a guest. Whatever you're doing, we're always happy that you're loving the Trent the Truth Show and engaging. And with all that being said, you know we got a good show going. You know we got our shot of the day. We're going to do our word of the day. We got our tips. We got some hot topics. And I got an email that we're going to talk about at the end. So, as always, you know, we're going to keep the Trent the Truth Show going. We always try to make sure we keep a good show for you guys. And we're going to keep the show rolling. One of the things I always like to do, like I tell you guys, keeping my vocabulary strong, and what helps me do that is this Word of the Day app that I've been using. I've been on the streak for a little while, getting my streak back. I'm back on like maybe a 10-day streak, so sometimes I miss it, but I try to stay on top of checking the app every day. Today's word of the day is going to be imponderable. Let's get the pronunciation.
Imponderable.
Imponderable is spelled IMPONDERABLE. Again, IMPONDERABLE. Imponderable. Imponderable is an adjective, and it means something that defies precise measurement or understanding. Something that defies precise measurement or understanding is imponderable. And with the word of the day, I always make sure I can understand it by using it in a sentence. And when they talk about deadbeat dads, I think that whole subject to me is imponderable. Because I just cannot understand how men can create children and not take care of them and just completely forget that they even exist. That to me is imponderable. And if you don't use that word of the day, make sure you're using that. Make sure you're doing anything. Make sure you're reading ebooks, whatever you're doing, man. Sometimes if you're not doing none of that, some easy things you can do is just watch TV with the closed captions on. That helps. Small things. However you need to educate yourself, make sure you do that. For real. Stay in that mental gym, stay in that physical gym. Do whatever you got to do to stay healthy in all forms. And that's what we're doing. That's what we keep this rolling. You know, that's how we do it. Moving right along. I've already been sipping because I've been feeling good. I owe myself a shot. I've been working hard, man. Just want to make sure I enjoy the fruits of my labor. Some I picked up from my clients. Sometimes they come through the shop, they feel good. So they're like, man, what you got up there? Let me have a shot. And I have a shot. But today is my turn. I'm feeling good. Like, man, you know, I'm making progress with my football team. They learning. And even by it being at the youth level, you don't really look for wins like that. The parents do, but the coaches, they understand. We just want to make sure we're developing the children. And they coming along. They understanding. They getting the methods. They buying into everything that we teaching them. And that makes me feel good. So I came home today. We had a good practice. So I was feeling good. So I poured me up a shot. And so our shot of the day is going to actually be from the Barrel Club. So with this bottle right here, the Barrel Club is actually a restaurant. And it's in Oak Lawn. They have a membership program. And the way it works is you join, pretty much. It's a monthly fee, $40 a month. There's a whiskey tasting every month. You get a different bottle of the whiskey. You get a 10% discount on all your purchases. You get invitations to specialty classes. And you get a custom cocktail each month, all for the members. So the bottle of the month is going to be the Special Reserve Bourbon Whiskey. It's made of 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% barley. It's 51.5% alcohol by volume. So this is Hundo, 103 proof. Like I said, this bottle comes from the Barrel Club restaurant. Almost like that wine place. What's the name? I forget. I don't know, the wine place. You can join. And they pretty much do some of the same thing. It's a restaurant. Join the club, you get the bottle. So with this bottle, this is going to be our shot of the day. Special Reserve Bourbon Whiskey. Of course, with any bourbon, any whiskeys, you always can do your old fashions. You can do your Manhattans. You can do your Godfathers. You can drink them straight, on the rocks, pretty much however you choose. But in my community, we just crack that motherfucker open and pour a cup. And like I say, I already been sipping, so that's what I've been doing. I already got my cup going. Not really sure what you having, but go ahead and pour you a cup for our shot of the day. Hell yeah. We out here feeling good. Not sure what time it is, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. This Special Reserve whiskey from the Barrel Club is going to be our shot of the day. And they all said, cheers. Yeah, that's nice. This is a pretty smooth whiskey, but you got to be careful with this. This is 103 proof. So you really got to sip this shit like some hot coffee. Sip it slow, take your time. Can't really shoot this. Double up on your ice. And let the ice melt, let the water do the work for you because you're going to need it. This shit's strong. But it's going to be our shot of the day. Join that Barrel Club if you're not. I still forgot the wine place. Somebody gonna tell me. It may come to me toward the end of the show. If it do, I'll let you know. But Barrel Club's our shot of the day. Let me take another shot because this was decent. But I'm gonna slow down because I want to be able to get through the show. I don't want to be asleep. Like I say, that whiskey, even the regular whiskey, the 80 proof whiskey, that should have come tap you on the shoulder. And I didn't have the nerve. To sit up here and grab this. But hey, it's one of the perks of being in the club. Barrel Club, baby. You know it. Moving right along, keeping the show going, keeping things moving, rowing our boat gently down the stream. Making sure we inform the youngsters, making sure we listen to our elders, making sure we're just paying attention to things that don't even got nothing to do with us, to make sure it don't come our way, or to make sure when it comes our way, we know how to handle it. All of the things that I've dealt with in life, some of the people that I listen to, some of the people that I talk to, all of these things help me develop this segment of what I call Trent's Tips. And I like to come up with some tips. Like I say, I always keep some nuggets, man, whether they're mine, whether I get them from other people, or, however they come to me. I always try to make sure I get some tips that I can pass down to you guys, so that way you can use and apply in your everyday life. And moving right along with these tips, and now like me personally, I'm as woke as they come. Black Power. I understand what a lot of these holidays mean. I do understand indoctrination. I understand a lot of shit that went down. I understand, enslavement. I get it. I really do. But sometimes I really feel like ignorance is bliss. And like I say, look, we all want to be conscious. We all want to be informed. We do. But sometimes being too aware comes with a little bit of exhaustion. It does. Because every time you learn something new about racism, every time you learn something about some sort of injustice, hidden messages in certain brands or movies and media and shit like that, now you faced with some kind of boycott. Now we got to protest. Now some other shit we can't enjoy, when it's really like, maybe I was better off not knowing this. Maybe that ignorance is bliss. Now of course, you can't be out here oblivious. You got to be aware, which is what makes you conscious. But constantly decoding racism, constantly trying to figure out oppression and microaggressions, that shit can weigh heavy. Awareness is good. It is, but too much of it with no balance, man, that shit how you paranoid. Now you sitting up there trying to figure out what's what with everything you doing. No, man, I just want to buy some damn clothes. I just want some damn ice cream, cuz I ain't even know it was that deep. And like I say, I get it. I'm as woke as they come. Well, some of it, like, come on now. I feel like some of it be too much of a stretch. Because what we need to see is we take away all of the beauty when we start to overanalyze shit. The things we just simply want to enjoy, once we start to overanalyze it, we fuck it up. Every purchase, every song, all this shit turn into some sort of political warfare. Then it turned into like, no, come on now. Then now woke becomes work. Like, damn, I want to be informed. I want to know what's going on. I want to know the history behind this shit. But damn, everywhere I turn, I got to sit up here and wonder what's going on. I got to try to decode some shit everywhere I go. It's exhausting. Makes you not want to do nothing. Makes you not want to go nowhere. And you know damn well you won't be able to enjoy nothing. I was better off not knowing this. For real. Because when you live too woke, it becomes a cycle. And then when you visit and when you out of town, you got to look up places. Oh man, I can't eat here. I want to visit this. I want to visit this museum. I want to go here. I want to learn about this. But you find out it's too much bullshit. So now your whole trip is just distorted. No. Sometimes it stops. It stops feeling like empowerment at some point. Now it's just like I said, it's too much work. Being woke is work. Yeah, I want to enjoy it. Yeah, I want to be informed. I want to be smart. I want to know all the angles that they coming. But come on now, shit. Sometimes I just want to protect my mental health. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. And it's not about being dumb. It's not about avoiding the shit. It's just about I'm protecting myself. I'm protecting my peace. You know, sometimes you got to step back. For real. So yeah, you know, in a nutshell, in the whole nutshell, in the grand scheme of things, yes, of course, being woke matters. Of course, awareness matters. But the truth is, you cannot fight every fight, family. So don't even try. You can't fight every fight. Letting yourself enjoy the world. Try to do that without decoding some shit everywhere you go. Sometimes it ain't no hidden message. And sometimes the hidden messages just fuck up the whole thing. Now you don't want to do nothing anymore. Just enjoy yourself sometimes. Avoid that bullshit. Because the goal ain't to be the angriest person in the room. You know, the goal is to live. The goal is to thrive. The goal is to enjoy yourself when you go places, when you do things. When you out with family, friends, having fun, or even by yourself. You want to enjoy that time instead of always having to figure out what some shit means. Sometimes that ignorance is bliss. Don't lose your joy. No, man. Just don't pay attention to it. Don't pay attention to it. You don't have to. And then with tip 2, this is some more shit I always wanted to tell you. I always wanted to tell y'all. I always wanted to say. See, this Barrel Club got me tripping, stumbling on my words. And I be trying to not do that shit, but I don't know. It's really something to get in front of this camera and put on the show, knowing you got notes, knowing you took your time and ironed out all your details, and now you want to try to read them to make sure you don't mess nothing up. You still out here stumbling and acting like you don't read at all. But getting in front of that camera is a whole thing, family. But I love it, and I continue to practice. So, you know, as long as I got something to keep me going, we gonna keep it going. But even with this next tip, like I was saying, man, tip 2, stop being so damn voluntary. Because that'd be our biggest mistake, opening our damn mouth too much. Sometimes it's not what we do with our hands, it's what we do with our damn mouths. Run your mouth too much, you can run you straight into a damn problem. Because everybody ain't happy for you, number one. Everybody ain't happy for you. You give more people more information than what they deserve. When really shit ain't they damn business in the first place. It ain't they damn business in the first place. And let's be real. Everybody that smile at you ain't your friend. Everybody that smile at you ain't smiling with you. They think they see something. They want something. Some people just waiting to take your words, waiting to twist them up, waiting to use them against you, waiting on you to fail. You up here telling them your plans, telling them what you're trying to do. Like, no, man, stop being so damn voluntary. Close your damn mouth sometimes, especially when ain't nobody asks you nothing. Nope, keep that shit to yourself. Shout out to Schaefer Jones, man. He got a song, Never Mind. Sometimes you got to keep the good news to yourself. Because what you're going to learn is everybody ain't happy for you. You understand? Silence is power. Your silence protects you. They can't hurt what they don't know. Keep that shit to yourself, man. You know, learn how to guard your mouth. Everybody don't deserve that same access in your life. Not even your family. Everybody in your family don't deserve that same access. You got to be careful how you deal with motherfuckers. Friends, co-workers, the same thing. You really got to know who's rooting for you and who's not. And see, they tell on themselves. And I hope you pay attention when they do that. And it should teach you. Stop being so damn voluntary, because you don't have to. It ain't they damn business in the first place. And like I said, they don't care. They ain't happy. It ain't them. For real. Since it's not them, they don't give a good goddamn. Watch your energy. Watch your energy. And once you understand you don't owe everybody your story, you don't owe everybody your plans, you're going to start to move different. Once you learn to protect your words, you're going to start to move different. Once you start to protect your peace, Once you start to protect your peace, you're going to start to move different. And then you're going to keep them words, because once they leave your mouth, you can't take them back. Now they done said you said it, or now it's out there, or now they know your plans. Stop being so damn voluntary. Some shit just ain't motherfuckers' business. Control your mouth, you control your power. For real. And you know what they say on the streets? If the duck ain't open his mouth, he wouldn't have a bill. If you don't know, you don't know. But if you know, you know. Stop being so voluntary. Tip 3. Moving right along. This tip right here is just straight wisdom. Some I got from the old heads. Some I read one time. They always told me the longest journey starts with a single step. And we all know that saying. We've all heard that before. That ain't mine. That's not mine. Like I said, I got it from the old heads. I probably read it somewhere as well. But that's a thing that's been floating out here. And I know you heard it before, but I'm just reiterating it. The longest journey starts with a single step. Too many people sit on the sidelines of their own damn life, waiting. They always say there's two types of people in the world. People that make shit happen and people that watch shit happen. And what you do not want to be in life is the person that watch things happen. That's not you. Trying to tell yourself you're waiting on the perfect moment. The perfect moment never exists. Perfect is one of those words that we just made up, but there is no such thing as perfect. So you wait on the perfect moment. It'll never come. Like I said before, the 7 habits of highly effective people. Habit number 2 is don't wait until your ducks are in a row. Because if you wait, you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to do shit at all. You ain't going to move. Trying to make sure everything is in line. No. Start wherever you at. But see, no matter how small that step is, you got to understand that it creates movement. And once you move, you're going to build that momentum. You build that momentum. Taking action is like lighting a spark, lighting a fire in you. Just like I was talking about in episode 1. That procrastination. Nah, shit, I done started that episode. Now this is episode 14. And I'm just going. The longest journey starts with a single step. And you got to make sure you remember that. See, the benefit of that is believing in yourself. Once you start that journey, you built that belief. It changes your mindset and it helps you change your life. When you believe in yourself, your mind stops working against you and it starts working for you. You start to tell yourself, yes, I can. And when your mind believes it, your body follows it. All your actions pursue it. All your actions ensue it. They be the same. The belief in yourself builds confidence. It reduces that fear. It creates more resilience. You start to turn into a different person. You start to look at problems not as walls, but as hurdles you know you can climb. Because you know you can do this now. Because every time you take action, you build proof of yourself. Proof that you can do it. Proof that you're stronger than what you thought you was. Just taking that action. Taking that action. Not being afraid. Seeing today as the step I'm going to take today is going to be the foundation I'm going to lay for tomorrow. That long journey. Seeing that road, you know where you want to be. As big as it is, you can tackle it all. For real. What they say, they talked about a story about eating a whale or something like that. I don't know. I seen it somewhere. But anyway, they talked about how did he eat a whale. And he ate that motherfucker bite by bite. The longest journey starts with a single step. Just take one step. And you'll be surprised where you end up. Make sure you just take some action in your life. For real. Keeping the show going. Like I say with this segment now, man, I keep in touch, keep in tune. Always like to stay informed with my current events. Just making sure I pay attention to what's going on in the news. I'm not too concerned about like celebrity business and who left who and what's going on with this, who beefing, and that's not my thing. That's not my thing. But the shit I like to highlight is something maybe worth highlighting. Maybe it's some bullshit that y'all need to know about. But a lot of times I try to grab good news or interesting news, and I put them all inside my hot topics. So with our hot topics today, this is something that I saw, and I had to really just dig deep into this just to get some information on and try to see if I could even fucking understand it. Teen who killed his dad in fight over electronics walks free after judge shows mercy. You read a headline like that, you know you got to know what's going on. Imagine losing your father. Not in a car accident, not no chronic illness, but in a split-second confrontation over some damn electronics. A fucking video game. And that's what happened to 16-year-old Lincoln Peterson in Las Vegas. He won't see prison though, thanks to a judge's controversial mercy. Let's unpack why this happened. And let's also find out what it says about shifting our roles as parents, as friends, and increasingly sometimes being too much of a buddy and too little of a guide. Being our kids' friends sometimes ends up backfiring. In December 2024, during a dispute over his cell phone and video games, Lincoln, a 15-year-old at the time, grabbed a handgun from a dryer while fleeing his parents' discipline and fired it behind him. Some shit like this. Tragically, he shot his father, Jeremy Peterson. Lincoln later said he had no idea he'd hit him. But you shot the damn gun though, brother. It ain't really no excuse for that. In April, he pled guilty to voluntary manslaughter with a deadly weapon. Prosecutors pushed for a sentence 6 to 15 years behind bars. Seems kind of sensible. Yet, District Judge Tiara Jones, auntie, granted probation instead of prison time, citing overwhelming family support, Lincoln's genuine remorse, and his efforts in custody, like reading 88 books and continuing his education. The thing about that is I don't know if all children will be afforded some shit like that, especially not no black children. You know, little Lincoln, maybe he's getting some grace. I don't know. I hate to even pull that card, but at the same time, I don't see Jaquandre getting that same deal. The teen now faces a suspended prison sentence up to 15 years if he violates probation or neglects counseling conditions. Hell no, he not. He gonna act right now. Not saying that he tried to kill his father, but at the same time, you took the gun. You took the gun for something. Now, who's gonna hold him accountable for that? You took the gun. Now, if you want to run away over a goddamn video game, you carry your ass on, but you took the gun because you was on something. I don't know what the father was on. Maybe he was on him a little too hard. I don't know, but you took that gun and ran out and you shot that motherfucker. You know? There has to be some kind of consequence. And I don't know if probation is enough, but Judge Tiara Jones felt like that. But see, it made me question and want to figure out what the fuck is going on with parenting. Sometimes parenting, today's parents, they like to talk about gentle parenting. See, those lines get blurred whenever a kid could even have the gall to want to behave like this. You want to play friend rather than just parent, rather than authority, rather than disciplinarian. You know, and I understand the tech era, this shit makes discipline a lot harder, but at the same time, take that shit away from these kids. Even in the Bible, it says, spare the rod, spoil the child. These children have to understand discipline. Whatever form you want to give it to them as, they don't have to always be whipping their ass. Put them in the corner. Physical work, physical therapy, physical training. Make them run, push-ups, hold some books. Whatever it is, they have to learn discipline in whatever form it is. You cannot be their damn friend, because when you start to play friend, you get behavior like little Lincoln, thinking it's okay to run off. Even if he hadn't killed his father, thinking it's okay to run off and get mad, getting into a damn dispute with your parents because you didn't have to get your damn game taken for whatever reason. I don't know if they stated, but at the same time, bugging up with your parents in the first damn place. His father should have caved his damn chest in. I hope that's what he did. A lack of structure creates weak consequences. You know, a lot of parents, and I talk to them now, I'm a barber. I get parents to come through with their children, especially mothers. They come through with their children and the kids telling the mother what kind of haircut they want to get. I listen to the payer, but I watch those little transactions between mother and child, and they do not go right. I don't know who's in charge. I don't know who's the adult. The kids end up running shit, and it looks cute at 5, it looks cute at 6, but at 16, when you can't stop this shit, then it's a problem. Now you want to try to get other people involved in some shit that you couldn't can your damn self because you wanted to play friend. I see this shit all too well. I see it every day. And that's what's going wrong. You know, in Lincoln's case, a damn confiscated phone and video games ignited a fight that ended in a damn tragedy. And it reads, the man had failed grades, missing dinner, not even like, come on, man, family dinner. You know, you don't want to come to the table. Little punk ass shit that you want to get an attitude for. You not acting right. No, man. Nope. But just as sure as we are compassionate, you know, they say we just the most compassionate race in the world. But it made me see how. Yeah, the young guy's 16. He didn't mean to do it. We always talk about taking care of the youth. We always talk about helping them out, not railroading them once they make mistakes. But this is kind of like, this is a little too borderline, but it made me try to understand it because somebody did pass away. It's not like you crashed a car or some shit. You know, you robbed somebody. Somebody's not coming back because of one of your actions that you're very well goddamn conscious of. But Judge Tierra thinks different. And it made me kind of look at just what rehabilitation could mean for the youth if they were ever given a chance like this. You know, it could be a good thing. Second chances. Sometimes it's real support, turning the trauma into purpose. You know, I don't know what he plans to do, but you could become a voice for mental health. You could become a voice for gun safety among teens. Try to find a way to turn this tragedy into something to help people coming after you. But I don't know if it's possible. Like I said, I'm trying to see it. I'm trying to see it, Judge, but I really don't. You know, his family, they spoke up for him. You know, and I know forgiveness matters. But I mean, look at the mom now. You took her husband away. I don't know, it's a lot of shit that has to come after this. It's a lot of aftermath that can't be undone. And while you feel like you want to save this life, yeah, but there's so much afterwards. And even him, he has to deal with the tragedy himself. He gonna have them nightmares. I don't know. Maybe after some time, you can give him a chance to get back out here in the world. But I don't see everybody getting that opportunity. But we just gonna hope and pray that little Lincoln gets a chance to turn his life around and he learns from this. But I don't know. I'm a little on the left side, Judge, because when I read this, it made me look into it. But see, it also made me appreciate how I was raised. You know, I was raised fairly, in my opinion, not necessarily Joe Jackson style, but my father, he kept a foot in our ass, but he was fair. You know, only when we did wrong. But his lessons was hard, and they were very methodical. And it got me to where I'm at today, along with my own good sense. And I felt like it was needed. But kids today, they get away from that. But I never felt like anytime I received discipline from my father, I never felt like killing him. I never thought no shit like that. I never even thought about running away. I never thought about raising no hand. I never thought about nothing. I always respected my elders, and that's how I was raised. Definitely my father. I respected my father. And there were some things that I learned later on in his life that I felt like I was getting a little older, that I felt like I could ask him, but just out of that respect, I never did. And since he passed, I never got the chance to ask him, but at the same time, I probably never would have. Just out of that respect. Just some shit you just won't do. Some shit you just don't do. And raising a hand to your father, fighting your parents in any kind of way, talking back in any kind of way, that shit's a no-no. But I don't know what Big Peterson was doing. I don't know how they was raising Little Peterson. But when you play that friend role, you get shit like this. Well, fuck that, But the judge, her decisions reminds us of the power of mercy. Yeah, okay, cool. Everybody get a second chance. But everybody don't get a second chance. What you want to give Lincoln one, that's cool. Maybe, maybe that'll help. Maybe that's how we rebuild generations. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to follow up on little Lincoln Peterson. See where he had in 10 years. Killed his father. This guy. See this guy? I don't know. And then this topic too, I saw this. This was very, very interesting. This was the power of just the black unity. The power of the black dollar. The Target CEO, Brian Cornell, is set to step down on February 1st, 2026, because Target lost $12.4 billion in the market value since the started boycott after canceling their $2 billion DEI promise. Yeah. I saw this. Yeah, I had to look into this. What? Come on now. Money talks. You know they say that. And when black consumers speak with our dollars, markets listen. We shut shit down. We make shit happen. And Target learned that lesson the hard way. After a 2025 boycott wave tied to Target's rollback of DEI initiatives, coverage across black and mainstream outlets tracked a sharp slide, roughly $12.4 billion erased in market value at one key point in late February, aligned with the boycott launch. Yeah, you roll back on DEI, you cut your promises, you cut them jobs out, we gonna cut our money out. And the way we speaks louder than what any CEO can do. Leadership follows laws. The market keeps score. We the ones that move the needle. Activists and clergy announced a 40-day Target fast, full boycott, after Target reported to be rolling back their DEI programs after in 2020. Once they said that they would do it in 2020. Coverage tallies the $27 share drop, which equaled the $12.4 billion market cap swing around the boycott. Summer 2025, the boycott leaders kept pressure on it. Target says Cornwell will exit in February 2026. The reaction is skeptical. People knew that though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. But because of the black dollars and leaders like Pastor Jamal Bryant, Target felt that pressure. Some civil rights leaders like Nikema Levy Armstrong also joined in, and Minneapolis organizers helped launch national action around February 1st. Creators like Tabitha Brown, Casanat, they all voiced their disdain for Target's rollback of their $2 billion promise. So we all joined in, and we let their ass feel it. The algorithm is loud, but that checkout aisle is louder, dog. We weren't there. We stopped coming. And people love Target. You got some people that just will not shop at Walmart, Wally World. They're going to go straight to Target. I've been at Target a couple times. I feel it. I understand why they be there. But at the same time, if you ain't fucking with us, we ain't fucking with you. Learn how to respect the black dollar. But more than the black dollar, respect the black person, goddammit. Because we're more than money. We just ain't no damn dollar sign. You know, y'all put together whole market strategies, market teams to sell shit to us. Thinking that we don't matter as humans. Yes, the fuck we do. Yes, the fuck we do. For real. Don't think we don't count. Don't think our dollars don't count. They all do. They all do. Because when our values and our wallets, when all of those things move together, we make noise. We make noise. For real. So, Brian Cornwell going down. He's stepping down. February 2026. And that's it. But see, what we got to understand, though, we also get information and we get introduced to black information, and we get black outlets and products when we decide we want to boycott all of these big name chains. But if we shopped black in the first place, we wouldn't have to worry about dealing with anybody's cancellation of their promises and racism and DEI rollbacks or any kind of bullshit behavior. Fuck what y'all in the first place. Shop black. But see you later, Brian. Moving on. This is something that was also good. Michael Jordan opens his 4th health clinic for families with no health insurance in Charlotte. This is really good. We know Michael Jordan. Everybody know Michael Jordan, right? The name that once commanded arenas, championships, 6 rings. You know Jordan. Since he been retired, though, he's been doing things more than shoes, more than clothing brands. He opened his 4th health clinic in Charlotte. On February 19th, 2025, the 4th Michael Jordan Family Medical Clinic opened in Wilmington. It's the 2nd in his hometown. Still, this follows 2 clinics in Charlotte. Okay, so we got 2 in Wilmington and 2 in Charlotte. That's good. Launched in 2019 and 2020, all in partnership with the Novant Health and funded significantly by his philanthropy. He just want to give back. People don't believe he do, but Michael Jordan gives back to a lot of things. He gives back to a lot of things. For real. And see, it's not just generosity. It's not just generosity. It's a statement. And we're going to unpack what that means. Charlotte's is roughly, there's about 886,000 people there. With a young median age of about 34, the racial breakdown approximately 34% black, 42% white. The median income household is about 78,000, which isn't bad. But there is a poverty percentage out there. About 12% of the population is below the poverty line, and they're not able to do for themselves in a way that others can. And here come MJ to the rescue, just like he always been saving shit. Saved the Bulls, saved that whole franchise in the 90s. But here you go out here. So with this clinic, it targets a critical zone, working families who fall through gaps, uninsured, under-resourced, or dislocated by economic changes and gentrification. They get a chance to now benefit from a free health clinic that Michael Jordan has funded. But the paradox is, it's like I was telling you earlier, people don't believe that Michael Jordan actually does anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like people gonna talk their shit, whatever Michael Jordan decide to do. You know, if he decide to do something, they say it's a tax write-off. They gonna say he just trying to square off his books. They gonna say he don't mean it. But then if he don't do nothing, then they gonna say he's stingy. Then they gonna say he don't care at all. So it's really one of those situations where it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But he did some shit anyway because he does care. You know, we live in an age where we expect motherfuckers to just give because they got on. And that's not a requirement at all. That's who says we supposed to. Of course it's noble to do that. Of course it's nice. Of course it's good. Of course it's great. Of course the people under you will benefit. But you don't have to. So when people decide that they want to take their hard-earned dollars and give back to communities that they don't even live in, maybe the ones that they're from, I doubt he's been in North Carolina maybe 2 or 3 times since his billionaire status. You never know. I don't know. Maybe his mom still lived there. I don't know. But we start to feel like because he's made it, he's supposed to just give. No. So let's learn to start appreciating this. Let's learn to start appreciating this. What we have to see in this is the many families that's going to be able to benefit from just this one act. Like I said, this is the 4th clinic. I don't know how many he going to continue to do. Maybe he going to get to 6. I don't know. But it's out here. Families, communities, out in the Wilmington, out in the Charlotte area. Make sure you get out there to that clinic if you're not able to. But just big props to Michael Jordan on everything he's been doing, though. So, celebrate that. When I read this article, I wanted to make sure we highlighted old MJ. Some more greatness off the court. So, shout outs to MJ and everything he doing. This Barrel Club got me feeling good. Take a little swig of that. And just coming up out here, I was reading this email that I got from one of my partners, man. He emailed me. He had a suggestion. And he asked me, was really a question. And he said, what's the difference between a black man and a nigga? Wow. He said, what's the difference between a black man and a nigga? Shout out to Don Brown. I had to think. I had to do some research. I had to really just, see what that meant to me. And to see how I could break it down. And really, to me, it's really just a separation of behavior. How you carry yourself, how you speak about yourself. We know words carry power. They can heal, they can inspire, but they can also wound. They can also destroy. And in our community, we like to throw around that word nigger. Hard ER sometimes. We know NIGGA is that endearment. But he asks the difference between a black man and a nigger. Nigger. The behavior is what is the separation. At first, that whole word was meant to just dehumanize us, to strip us of our dignity, to make us feel low. But over time, we took that word and adopted it and made it a term of endearment in some degrees. But sometimes in our circles, we also made it like a way to separate ourselves, a way to separate two things, a way to separate our dignity from destruction, a way to separate manhood from immaturity. And that's what we're gonna talk about. That difference. Like I say, the separation of behavior. That's what we're gonna address. And it's not necessarily in terms of skin color. It's the black man and nigga thing. No, that's not it. But it's in terms of character. It's in terms of your values and the way you carry yourself. The way you carry yourself. A black man is simply not defined by his race. He is more defined by the principles and how he governs his life. A black man walks with integrity. He chooses the harder right over the easier wrong. And it's hard as fuck to do right. That's how you build your integrity. That's the separation of the behavior. Because it's so easy to go off and do the wrong thing. It's so easy to get off into some bullshit. But just having that separation right there is what's going to help you. It's going to help you live with responsibility. You don't run from it. You embrace that shit. Because it's all about leadership. And leadership begins at home. The black man moves with ambition. He got goals. He got some shit. He got a schedule. He not content with where he at. He not content with just surviving. He wants to really do something with himself. He want to go somewhere. He has a goal. He has a big picture. He dreams. He's committed to building. He's committed to growing. He's committed to excelling. And above all, he carries himself with dignity and pride. But a good balance of pride, though. Not too much, not too little. He knows how to use it the right way, like I said before. Pride is like seasoning. You got to know how to use it. Can't have too much, can't have too little. When a black man enters the room, he doesn't have to demand respect because he gets it. His presence commands it because he respects himself. People gonna treat you how you treat yourself. You respect yourself, people will respect you. And they'll sense that aura upon you when you walk into any room, whether you respect yourself, how you carry yourself, and that's gonna let them know how they're gonna respect you or if they're gonna respect you or not. He extends that respect to other people, the women in his life, especially women, especially children, and his peers. He's gonna make sure he's doing that because that's all a part of his DNA. That's all a part of his DNA. A black man understands that he's not just an individual. He's a reflection of the generation that came before him. He's a reflection of the people up under him. He's a model, a role model, whether you want to be or not. He understands that. He wears it well. He takes pride each and every day. He admits his wrongs. He accepts his rights. He moves forward the best way he can. That to me is shit, what defines a black man. And then, we got the flip side. We got them niggas. Nigga shit. Nigga behavior. Not in color, but in conduct. Like I say, the main answer in a nutshell is just a separation of behavior. But we breaking it all down. Now, when we use nigga in our own circles, like I say, it's heritage that we talking about. It's behavior. It's not heritage, I'm sorry. It's not necessarily heritage. It ain't heritage at all, it's behavior. When we're talking amongst ourselves, black on black. Behavior marked by a lack of accountability is what it is, because niggas always want to blame somebody for their shortcomings, for the things they didn't do. They always look for somebody to blame, never looking in the mirror. They have their behavior rooted in short-sightedness. They only live for the moment. They trying to see what they can get right now. They don't got no goals. They don't got no dreams. They don't got no plans. They looking for the next quick thing, the next hot thing. And be careful, because you could be on the menu. Chasing quick gratification while throwing away all of the dreams. Throwing away anything that has to do with tomorrow, because they don't live for tomorrow. Disrespectful. They disrespect the women in their life. They don't know how to treat a woman right. Not even relationships, even the women in their family. Always some sort of argument. Fucked up person in the community. Fucked up person to themselves. They don't even treat themselves right. And you know, like I said, they're going to treat you how they meet you. They're going to treat you how you treat yourself. So if you ain't treating yourself right, they're not either. And they're going to see that. And that's what's going to start that whole self-sabotage. Niggas make choices that destroy themselves, that destroy their personal potential. And it fuels the stereotypes. That be the reason. And see, them be the ones that get the camera footage. The niggas. Them be the ones that go viral. Them be the ones that they make the examples of. And those be the ones that people use as their references when they want to make pictures of black people. I'm here to tell you, there's a big difference. A big ass difference. A black man builds, a nigga destroys. A black man uplifts, a nigga tear down some shit. A nigga always looking for a lick. A nigga will tear down himself. And see, the major point that I want to make with this is understanding that distinction. Because that's what the fuck matters. Perception is everything. Because it's perception versus reality. They gonna look at you before they get a chance to know who you are. So making sure you carrying yourself in top forms is always important. So the outside world, the difference is always invisible. They don't know who the fuck you are until you open your mouth. They can't see who you are until they see how you carrying yourself, until they see that appearance. Which is why appearance is everything. Make sure you dress well. Make sure you dress well. Set better examples. Because society is always going to judge you. And they're going to take the worst things that they seen. And that's that main separation. You know, we got to understand and we have to learn how to define what true manhood looks like. Because if we don't, the stereotypes is what's going to take over. The stereotypes is what's going to take over. Shit. That's the main separation right there. See, as black men, we got to learn to reclaim our manhood. Reclaim our manhood, because that shit is sacred. It's sacred. It's something that's rooted in responsibility. It's something that's rooted in dignity. It's something that's in our vision. It's supposed to be in our vision, and it should be in our vision. It should be in your vision. Understand this, man. Manhood is not bravado. It's not possessions. It's not dominations. It's character. It's integrity. Who you are inside. Where your heart at. Where your mind at. Standing for something that's bigger than you. Living in a way that elevates, not diminishes. Don't take away from yourself. Add to yourself. Walk upright. Carry yourself right. You ain't no nigga. But see, what I always tell people, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to. You know? At the end of the day, being a black man is not about melanin. It's about maturity. It's about morality. It's about having a mission. And when we choose that path, when we choose that we're not going to fuck with labels, when we choose we're not going to fall into the stereotypes, when we choose we're not going to let this system define us, then nothing can hold us. Because we define ourselves. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. How do you carry yourself? You define yourself. Nobody built like you. You design yourself. Ain't that what Kanye said? You your own man out here. You get a chance. I was listening to the Steve Harvey show this morning. He was saying humans are the only creatures that God gave a choice to. Take the bird. A bird can't be shit else but a bird. Take the giraffe. The giraffe can't be shit else but a giraffe. The shark can't be nothing else but a shark. But us as humans, us as black men, we get a chance to define ourselves. We get a chance to be whatever the hell we want to be. What are you going to be? You can be the black man. You can be the one to carry yourself upright, carrying yourself well in a respectable manner. Somebody you can be proud of. Somebody you can look in the mirror at and smile. Somebody that when you lay your head down, you ain't worried about who you got down on. Or are you going to be that nigga? Are you going to be that stereotype? It's all in your behavior. It's all in how you want to carry yourself. Are you going to be the one to get out on your peoples? Always looking for some kind of lick. Is that who you going to be? Look yourself in the goddamn mirror and ask yourself, who am I going to be? Carry yourself better than that. Carry yourself well. Walk upright. Do the right things. Have good character. Have good integrity. Have good morale. Whether it benefits you or not, be a good person. That's the big difference. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trent the Truth Show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, Trent the Truth. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to be a guest, email me at TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Again, that's TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Thanks again. Tell your friends. Watch it together.